Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Good day. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's doing good. I am coming to you live with Blue Bear. Say hello, Blue. Say hi to the online world. Say hi, Blue. Hi, Blue. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. This is my one and only puppy Blue. He is what, 13 weeks? 13 weeks old. He's relatively a good boy. He's still in training. Say hi, Boo. Say hi. Hello. I just wanted to come on here for you guys and to share some pointers with you for achieving your goals in 2026. 2025 is coming to a close. And I just want to go over some pointers and how we can reflect on 2025 and how we can go into 2026 with a bang, right? A lot of us have probably been through some ups and downs in 2025. A lot has happened for us. But we look forward to the new year. We look forward to bigger and better things. And if you are not looking, if you don't have any goals set for 2026, I think you know is the time for you to actually set some goals for 20. I'm gonna put him down. Blue, why you not be it? Why not be it? Yeah, he wanted to go down, so I put him down. Okay, so 2025. Wow, what a year. I know for me, I can truly say that I have been through ups and downs like regular people, but at the end of the day, consistency is key. And I want to share with everybody how is it that we can set our goals and actually achieve them for 2026. If you don't have any goals and anything that you set to that you want to work towards, then nothing is going to happen, right? The Bible says without a vision, my people will perish. If you don't have anything that you're looking at and that you aspire to achieve, then nothing is going to happen. And me know we would have like a lot of things to happen for we for 2026, right? And it is not impossible and it is not out of reach. Even if you set a goal for yourself and you weren't able to achieve that exact goal, but there's things that were lined up for you to get you to that goal. You're one step closer, right? And that is just as important as achieving the goal. So it is very important for us to set goals, small goals, big goals, in between. It doesn't matter, right? So for those of you who don't know who me is yet, my name is Jody. This is the face behind the page. I am currently streaming on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I always make myself known on all three pages in terms of my profile picture and, letting people know where I'm from. Originally from Barnard, Jamaica, and I am here in the United States living in New Jersey. And I was working in the healthcare industry ever since I came to the United States. I did a little bit of everything. I did the house cleaning, I did the babysitting and the restaurant work, humble beginnings, of course. And after a while, I wanted to expand and grow. I wanted to do more, right, than just working. And I went back to school and I got an education. And then this online business came into my path. It was not what I expected, but it made sense now that I am 3 years into this online business, because what I have been praying for is what I'm currently living. And it didn't seem that way in the beginning when I started this business. This is why it is very important for us to write down our goals. And then when we are living and walking in achieving those goals, right? Then it makes sense to us that, oh, this is what I pray for, and this have something to do with lining the goal, lining up with what we want, right? Because this online business, it looked scammy, it looked suspicious. I never saw myself intending to do anything online. But what were my goals? I wanted to earn at my convenience and on my time. I wanted to have a potential of a cap, of an unlimited cap, meaning nobody not dictate how much me get. You understand? My earning potential can be as much as I want, right? So I wanted to have like-minded people around me, a community that is like-minded, that they aspire to do great things and be great and help other people, and they are not they're goal driven. So these are the things that I wanted to accomplish and the people that I wanted to be around. And this online business is providing that for me and so much more. But I didn't know that it would have come this way, because we just assume say it will look a certain way. And that is why it is so important to understand that God's source, him do things in a way where you not expect, because if he is unlimited, if he has unlimited potential, then it's not going to come how we expect. But we have to keep an open mind and understand that, right? And just look out for the opportunities and how they will present themselves and take action, right? A lot of people are asking for things, and then when the opportunity arises, them turn it down because they assume it's going to come a certain way. But you have to discern opportunities. You understand? And so when this online business came into my spectrum, right? I took the leap of faith, but I did my investigation. I asked the question what we need for ask. I do my due diligence, right? Because we're in a world where people are trying to take advantage of others through scam. People don't want work for anything, or they want to get rich quick. So I was aware of that, but at the same time I know there's good and there's bad, right? I'm not gonna categorize everything as bad, everything online as bad, because you understand. So I did my research and putting the time and the effort, being consistent, doing all of that, which is why I am here today. Understanding that things take time, understanding that I I am more than capable of doing more than I think I can, and I had to learn that, and I had to get over fears and certain mindset and strongholds and beliefs what I did have about myself, and fear of what people will think based on what I am doing online. But me did have to size up myself with myself and who I am and who God say I am and what me want. And you learn a lot of that throughout the process of running a business. If trust me, when you run a business, and it will teach you things. It will sharpen you and line you up, and it will test you, and you will become so resilient, because it's not like when you're working a 9 to 5. It's someone else that dictates when you come in how much you get paid. So you know really do nothing. You know really set the standard for yourself. You just show up and take what they give you. When you have a business, you set the standard for yourself. You set the standard for yourself, and you size up yourself, your little self to your big self. What is it that I want to achieve? Where is it that I want to go? Right? Who am I listening to from who I'm not listening to? And that is how you get to expand and grow, and the money come with it. You understand? The money come with it, the people come with it, the resources come with it, the benefits come with it, the lifestyle come with it. That is why if you're not growing as a person, money doesn't grow either. The money doesn't flow to you. What is it that you're doing to have money flow to you? Who are you helping? What service are you offering? You can't just say, I want money to pay bills and buy things and go on trip, and I saw it go, which is why people scam people. which is why people do bad things, because they are not growing and aligning properly with money, which is an energy. So they do the opposite. Them toil, them tile feet, them hustle feet. But if you want to live the lifestyle where God said, my burden is easy and my yoke is light, the money just flow to you, you just attract it, then this is where we teach you how to get that done, right? And I am learning so much about just relaxing, because society has programmed us to work hard and always doing something. So I have learned along the way while I am here at home to relax. It was very hard for me to relax knowing that I don't have to do anything and the money is just coming. That did make me did feel lazy, me did feel weird, like me just can just sit down and just money just come. Yes, yes, it's actually a lifestyle of the divine. But because, I am crossing over, it took me some time to adjust. But, it's a learning process. So long story short, been in here for 3 years, learning a lot, helping and teaching other people to how to run an online business and how to grow their mindset, to understand that this is what you are meant to do, to learn and to grow and to help others, and to not necessarily needing to toil and work tirelessly to earn and make a living. You can earn and make a living without working, without struggling, without toiling or even suffering. We were taught that we ought to be suffering, and if we're not suffering, then we're not doing good for ourselves and for others. That is not true. So I want to share with everybody, as much people as I can, that this lifestyle has your name written all over it. It is not for a specific class, creed, color, background, nationality. Jamaican Yardie has learned that it is attainable for every single person. And as an immigrant, I would like to extend it to others as well. That if you're an immigrant and you're working tirelessly, you can get out of that lifestyle and come into the lifestyle of rest. Okay. I was a caregiver, and boy, I'm telling you, I a lot of times me reflect on, we just have some time where the days them when we used to work as a caregiver, we poppy in of certain things that I have been through, and certain times where I worked at certain places and I didn't get paid and I was taken advantage of because I am an immigrant woman. And when people know that you're an immigrant, they treat you less than. And you learn some things and you add it onto your experience. And I am truly able to help people with my experience to say, hey, it's gonna be okay. Just continue to move forward and set goals for yourself so you can overcome. You will overcome. Nothing lasts forever but the good salvation, as well we then say as Yardies, So let me get right into it. 2026 is a few days away. If you don't want 2026 for repeat it, 2025 for repeat itself, you have the power to change your circumstances and how your new year will outlook. The outlook of your new year. You have the power. Everything you want to achieve, it's up to you. It's not up to the government. It's not up to your mother, your father, your sister. It's not up to your employer. It's up to you to change your future. And me, I gonna drop some gem and teach you and show you how you can do that. If me couldn't do it, and if everybody else who you see and admire and admire as being successful can do it, it is all practical. It is all things that you can physically do and also mentally. So let's get right into it. So my first point is to start with clarity and not pressure. That is my first point. Start with clarity, not pressure. A lot of people don't know what it is that they want. They know what they don't want, but they don't know what they want. What is it that you want in life? What is it that you want to achieve? Right? What is it that you would like to pursue? That's very important. So if you don't know what you want, you need to write it down. Make a list. Most people fail because their goals are vague. You know, you want to own a car. You want a car. What kind of car you want? What year? What model? Or the seat them look? What the color of the car? That is an example of just being very specific with your goal, right? You and you can make the goal have a date. For say you want it in a 2026 or 2027, and how the goal look, what are the details and the features. Be very specific so that when it happens, you know, say, all right, this is what I would need to do going forward. Goals should be very specific. Clarity creates direction, because when you're very clear about what is it that you want, then you know how to proceed. What's the next step, right? It's automatic for you to know what to do next when your goal clear, right? So clarity creates direction. Pressure creates burnout. You don't want that pressure. If you're clear about what you want, there's no pressure, because I know what I want. I write it down, I'm going to make it plain, right? Ask yourself what you really want in a 2026. Not what sound good to other people, but what do you want? And the goal should excite you. It shouldn't exhaust you. That simply means that it's something that you want and you find exciting, right? And if you don't know what you want, then that simply means that you need to put yourself in some situations that will stimulate your imagination of what is it that you want. You know I had to do that, because sometimes we're put in a position in life where we're constantly working, constantly grinding, so we never know what we want. What excite me? Me never know. I know when I stopped working, when I was doing this business and I stopped working a year ago, boy, I never know what I want to do. I never know what I want to do or what I like. And I found that to be so daunting. How is it that I don't know what I want and what I like? I did feel miserable. So what I started to do was I started to read some books, and I started to try to narrow down what is it that I like, what I like go, what I like do. I still I try to figure it out. Still I try to figure it out little by little. And then I started to think back about what I like to do when I was a child, and still I try to figure out that too. And that was how I ended up getting Blue, my puppy, because I realized that when we go up on the road and I see people I walk them down, I used to love play with them. I say, hi, hello. I see them in the elevator. It stimulate my carry me to a happy place. And I say, okay. I like dog, I like puppy. And of course, it was a big decision for me to go buy one, because growing up in a Jamaican household, you come a foreign, then say dog for stay outside. I'm going to say, okay, but do I really feel that way? Or is that someone else's belief that I am taking onto myself? Right? Because of course people treat dog different at foreign than back home. Right? And I understood that I would need to take care of this dog. I would need to groom this dog. How me want groom him. I'm gonna keep the place clean and keep him clean. So I had to just understand that, okay, this is what I want. I can do this, and put aside belief systems that don't serve me. It didn't serve me that I was taught that dogs should stay outside. It didn't serve me, because I understood that I can accommodate a dog in my place. I can take care of him. And I did my research. That's another important thing. I did my research, right? So we're going back to that again, doing your research, looking up things. Internet, they access, we have access, everybody have access to the internet. So do your research. What is it that I can do Someone, oh, only mentee T Jody, I tried to reach out to you, but no response. You can reach out to me on Instagram here, and I will definitely get back to you. If I didn't message you or reach out to you, I sincerely apologize. I don't know if I overlooked your message, but you can text me, me only me TT. Reach out to me and message me, and when we get back to you. Sorry about that. Yeah. So try to stimulate your imagination and see what is it that you like, right? Ask some questions, ask yourself some questions, and probably read some books. And if you already know, that's great. If you know what you want and you know what you like, just write a list of how you can achieve your goals. What goals excite you? Write them down. All right, the date and be specific, right? So if no one had an opinion, what would you choose for yourself in 2026? This is what something I would like you to think about. If nobody care what you do or not have nothing bad for say, because a lot of us care about what people say, which is why someone will not step into a purpose and live the life we want. If no one had an opinion, what would you choose for yourself in 2026? Think about that. Think about it. If nobody never did a watch, if you never care what nobody say, what is it that you would choose for yourself in 2026? Okay. Happy Tuesday, Christina. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So, all right. So we finish with point number 1. That is start with clarity, no pressure. And we're talking about goal setting. Number 2, focus on who you're becoming, not just what you want. Okay. So goals stick when they align with identity. Instead of I want more money, think I'm becoming disciplined, confident, consistent. Behavior follows identity. So 2026 is about becoming the person who naturally achieves the goal. So focus on who you're becoming, right? If you want to achieve certain goals, you have to be disciplined and you have to be confident and consistent in these goals. Not true. If it's a case that you want to get your drive, if you want to have a car, if you want to buy a car, you don't have a license. Excuse me. You want a car, excuse me. You want to buy a car, but you don't have a driver's license. So, what are the steps that you would need to take for this car to happen? You then definitely need to get the license first. So, you would definitely need to apply for the permit. These are the steps that you would need to take. And then you sign up for classes for learn or for drive, right? And then after that, no, you do the test to get the license. And then after that, no, then the car would become more of a possibility because of the steps that you took in order for get the license. You get what I say? So this is all goal setting will make it break down to what are the disciplinary steps that you will need to take if you want to purchase a house. First of all, you need to write down where is it that you want to live or you want your house to look, and then you start to take actions. Go in places that you would like to get the house and start look on some house. Start to do viewings. Line up yourself with the possibility of achieving that goal. It now go just drop in your lap, so and so it work. You write down the goal and then you take the necessary steps, disciplinary steps, in order for this goal to happen. And be confident in that. Be confident in knowing that this is what I want and I'm going to take the necessary step feet for happen. Just write down goal for goal happen. You write it down, make it plain, and start to take the necessary steps in order to achieve these goals. Okay? And certain goals that you set, you have to become a different person in order for these goals to happen, right? You have to be more disciplined, more confident, more consistent, believe that these goals are possible for you, and know that it is everything is possible once you believe that it is possible for you to achieve, God's source not gonna look at you and say, "Oh, you don't deserve no house." And some people I've heard people, I mean, if you live in a one small space and you want a bigger space, you live in a one small apartment and you want a big house, you will need to show gratitude and appreciation for the space that you have now in order to progress to the next space. In everything you show gratitude. It is the door that opens that leads to bigger and better things. You are a steward of the little that gets you a lot. Right? Steward what you have now, be grateful for what you have now, and give thanks for what you have now in order to propel to the next level of achieving what you really want. If you talk down to what you have now, you will never get to the next level of what you really want in the next for the next goal or for the next step of what you want. That's another thing. So becoming the person that you would need to become also ties into being grateful for what you have. I know that I was very grateful for the space I had before I came into this beautiful apartment that I had. Before I had this apartment, and I didn't have a place for my own. I didn't have a place for my own with my name on the lease. I did not have a place for my own. But I wasn't looking at it like, boy, I'm not in a place for my own. I'm there big foreign and me there people place I live, and I never did think them weird. I never did a thought down to the situation. I was very appreciative that I had a roof over my head, and I was very happy about the space. And I also thought about what the space would look like that I would want. I wanted a nice view, nice window space. I knew that. I wanted to be able to look out and see other buildings and people I walk past. I knew that that's what I want, and that's what I got. I envisioned it because me did write it down, I'm gonna make it plain. I'm gonna see myself. I look through the window and I look out. And I got it. And that was because I didn't talk down to the space I had before, and I appreciated what I had, and I knew what I wanted. So you have to become that person that is grateful and thankful. That is very important. Gratitude, it opens the door to possibilities, right? And I'm going to do a live one day on gratitude because that is so important, being grateful. Number 3, set fewer goals. Make them aligned. Too many goals mean scattered energy. So you choose 3 to 4 core goals of the year, right? And you make sure that they line up with your values, your lifestyle, and long-term vision. The alignment or lining up what is it that you really want creates the momentum. So you when you make the goals, you don't want to have too much, and you want to make sure say it is really what you want. 3 to 5 core goals for the year, right? Core goals. For an example, I have a goal where I would like to speak more boldly on social media and help others to attain and achieve their goal and manifest and really find out who they really are, what is their purpose, as well as starting an online business and earning online. So that was one of my core goal, right? And I understood that there needs to be some momentum behind that, right? Building the momentum is when we get the inclination for go online and talk, me now go try sidetrack it and go find something at the kitchen for do, because sometimes that happen. Then me find something else for do, something else for do, something else for do. Before you know it, I'm not here talking. So when you write your goal down, try to build that momentum. As soon as the thought comes in your mind to take a step towards your goal, do it right away. Don't sidetrack it. Don't detour it, right? Because that is what's going to throw you off. And that Again, some people might be afraid to step into the momentum or the intention of doing what they need to do to set their goal. Listen, nobody na fear is a hell of a thing. Fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. Nobody can come between you and what you really want. So if you set the intention, just go at it. Just do it like when Nike said, do it, and then you realize so when you do it and you're in the midst of doing it, you gotta feel the momentum start for kicking and God's source are gonna help you and guide you. And then when it's done, you're like, oh, I'm really glad we did do that, because boy, I did kind of afraid, but I got it done. You understand? So when you set your goals, be really intentional about it, and go with the momentum. As soon as you get the idea, go with that momentum. Okay? Go with that momentum. So setting fewer goals, but make them align. Your goals can be as simple as you want to lose weight this year. I know a lot of people for 2026, some people set a lot of people set weight goals. If you set a weight goal, say you know, say the first thing you would probably need to do, I say you gotta go to the gym, and then you're gonna probably try to eat less or eat healthy, right? So you know you gotta probably take a look at your grocery list and see what it is that you would need to incorporate and what you need for take out. And then when you go to the supermarket, you start to do, you know, buy the things and what you need for buy, and then you set a schedule in where you would want to find yourself going to the gym. Or if you want to work out from home, then you probably look up some workout videos. And then, you know, you can always plan all of that, you know, but then consistency again is key. You can always say you're going to do something, but the momentum needs to be there. One step, when you do one step at a time, it helps to build the momentum. One step carries its own weight, and then the next step carries its own weight, and then the next step carries its own weight, and then before you know it, you're making progress. If you set a goal, don't look for don't look for the end result right away, or don't think that, oh, I don't know how the end result are gonna go. You just need to take the first few steps, and then the next few steps will take care of itself, and the next few steps will take care of itself. That is momentum. You build momentum by taking the first step. It becomes even more real and more sure by taking the first step. That is how it is when you're setting goals and you're walking in towards achieving your goal. Some people are setting goals and they're not even taking the first step. You have to take at least one step. Okay? Number 4, break big goals into small daily actions. So, big goals feel overwhelming, small steps feel doable. Like I was talking about as an example with, you know, you set a goal that you want to lose a certain amount of pounds. So the first small step would be for you to change up your grocery list. Have an idea of what kind of diet or what kind of eating lifestyle you'd like to have. You probably would like to eat less carbs, or you would like to surround yourself with people who are also on the same journey. You probably go on social media and start to follow some influencers who are doing workout videos all the time for kind of set that atmosphere in your mind mentally. These are some of the things that you can do, the small steps that you can take in order to achieve your goals. You got to start somewhere, right? Success comes from daily non-negotiables. So you just make up your mind and be very insistent that that is what you're going to do. No questions asked, right? No is not a factor. So you ask, what can I do daily or weekly that moves this goal forward? I think that is very helpful. If you set a small goal or a goal, think every week what we can do to move this goal forward. I think that is very good, because it make you focus more on what you would need to do or what you can do, and it will help you for progress, as opposed to if it's a big goal where you think, well, boy, oh, what me I gonna do, you don't know what to do. Think small, break it down. what is it that I can do this week? And then when the next week come, what can I do next week? And what can I do the other week? Right? Small actions compound over time. And we are taught that in our business. I am in this business for 3 years now. And if when I started this business, me did I think if I was rushing the process and thinking and saying to myself, all right, I want to be able to stop working in a year or so. And if I was rushing the process, I said to myself, after if 1 year come, I'm gonna stop work, I'm not gonna do this business. Right? I mean, I was able to stop working, I think 2 years into this business, and I could have stopped working earlier, but I was afraid that this business would not be able to sustain me, because society has taught us that we need to work hard in order to achieve and to relax and to make money. But I was able to stop working quite sooner. But the journey took me there faster than I anticipated. And I wasn't even focusing on that. But, I was in this business for the long haul. And because I was focusing more on the future than, than nitpicking and having a goal that was, if it's not achieved, I would just quit. I was focusing on the long haul. So because I was focusing on the long haul, but making the small necessary steps, the small steps took me to where I wanted to be. So till when me reach, me never realize. So I think this is what it means when it says set the goals, but try to do what you can do each week. The small steps. The small steps are very much progress, bigger progress than you thinking, okay, what can I do in a month? Are you not making any progress at all? Right? Number 5, belief plus action equals results. That's true. You can't outwork belief. And that is so true. You cannot outwork your belief. If that's what you believe, that's the result that you're going to get. So that simply means you have to change your how you think first. That is so important. And again, I have learned that in this business, because we have accumulated so many different belief systems over the years, that from the time we're born till where we are now, when we are 30 odd years old, 40 odd years old, we have accumulated people belief system, and some things not even go so, but we take it on by ourselves and we are live that kind of life that is not even ours. Right? As an example, the perfect example I'm going to use is the belief that, if we work hard and do 2-3 jobs, and if you work multiple jobs, then you can't do certain things. And that's not true. You can actually stay home from your yard and have a system working for you where money is coming in, right? And you're not lifting a finger. Now, to somebody who has a belief system that where them see them parents and them grandparents are work hard, them believe say, especially if you're a man, you will probably believe say you're supposed to start Thailand or work hard multiple job in order to put food on the table. And you would never probably see yourself doing an online business where money are coming in and the home man, the breadwinner, the head of the household. These are the type of beliefs that we have, especially as Caribbean people, that cause us to be in situations where we are now, where we're suffering and where we're stressed out and stuff like that. If you believe that you can do an online business that works for you and you can enjoy life and enjoy creating and building a family, then why not? Your belief system is what shapes your reality, What you believe shapes your reality. So, it simply means that you have to change your belief. Your thoughts influence your behavior. Move before you see results. Momentum follows action. Faith without action stays an idea. And we know this and we quote this all the time. Faith without work is dead. Right? So, what is your belief system? Change your belief system and it will change your reality. Believe and know that you can if you want to do an online business, if you want to social media, if you like to see influencers doing what they're doing and they're making money, and you have this thought to come in and your head will say, I can do that. That should be me, or that can be me. Run with it. Run with that thought. That is your inner self telling you that this is what you're supposed to do. This is your inner thought telling you you can do this too. Don't make fear take over and say, well, oh, me I gotta do this, or oh, me I gotta do that, or this I gotta happen. You just need to start small. Reach out to somebody who's already doing it and ask them how them do it. That is the first step. You gotta take it in steps. Just take your time and it can happen. Nothing good happens overnight. It's a process. You lay the foundation and then everything happens right after that. If you would I rather take the steps that you need to take and find out how to get to where you want to be in 3 to 5 years, as opposed to working a 9 to 5 for 30, 40 years and not for sure feel, then which one would you choose? Which one would you choose? Are the same thing. It's the same thing. Are the same kind of work. Only thing, one cut shorter. One cut shorter. You put in the work for 2 to 3 years for can retire early and sit down in your house and travel and make money. As opposed to you putting in the work over and over for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And you're doing something else for somebody and you're not getting enough pay, and choose your hard. Choose your hard. Right? But me, thank God, someone choose this one because I've learned a lot. I have progressed a lot. I get to understand who I am and I am helping other people. There's so many more benefits to earning online and actually having a business. You are so much more grounded and you expand more. And you have so much more self-belief and resilience because you get to understand what you are capable of achieving. Right? So, change your belief. Belief plus action equal result. If you believe say this enough for you, and you believe say you're supposed to work a 9 to 5, and then you're doing the action of working a 9 to 5, then you're going to get the result of a 9 to 5. If you believe that you are supposed to be, you're supposed to relax and live soft girl life, which is very much not a bad thing. It's very much biblical to live a life of stillness and quiet. And a lazy thing, it's not lazy in the Bible, it's in the great book, right? If you believe that and you take actions in order to get there, then that's the result that you're gonna get. So where do you need to believe more and hesitate less in 2026? Ask yourself that. Where do you need to believe more and hesitate less in 2026? Number 6, I don't know how much time I'll get to go through all of this because I'm already 43 minutes in. I don't want this to be too long. So I think I'm going to wrap up at number 6, and then I'm going to do another live where I wrap up the other 4. So the last one is stop waiting for the perfect time. Whoa, this my like said this is the last one because I feel like everybody in this boat here. Stop waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect moment. It's only a decision where you need to make. And that's when everything starts to fall into place. Whenever you make the decision to do it, that is when everything falls into place. Clarity comes from action, not overthinking. So you will not know what to do and how to do it until you do that thing, until you start, right? You're not going to get all of the answers. You're not going to get all of the information. You're not going to get all of the resources for do nothing until you take that first step. With this online business that I am doing now, I never knew what I would need, and I didn't know what step I needed to take or where it would take me until I said, okay, let me find out what this is about. When I find out what it was about, then I find out how much money I need to start. Then I find out what are the requirements. And then when we take the next step, then I find out this, and then I find out that, and then I take the next step, and then I find out this, and then I find out that. You will never get all the information that you need right here, right now. You will never get the end result right here, right now. Never. Never, never, never. If that was the case, then everybody would have, know what to do, and that is what separates us. I mean, there we wouldn't need God for help. We would not if we didn't have all of the answer. And that's the issue. And then you need to look at yourself now and self-evaluate and say, do you believe that you are meant for more and that God's source is here to help you and will give? And do you trust and believe that God's source will give you all that you need? A lot of us procrastinate because we don't trust the universe and we don't trust that everything is working for our good. And that's a big problem. If you don't trust that God is in it, God is with you and God have your best intention, and you believe that everything is against you, then everything is going to be against you. And then you're not going to be able to take the leap of faith to do anything because you feel say this not gonna work and that not gonna work and this one you try to get one over me. If that is your belief and that is how you are thinking, that is how you shape your reality, and that is what you're going to get every single day. Some people are online looking for things to do and opportunities, but as soon as you buck up into one, before you even ask anything, you assume so the people them are scammers and them are scam you. You assume this and that. You are going to get the satisfaction and you are going to get the answer that yes, it is a scam. All when a scam, the universe are going to just shape it the way they, because that is your perception. That is where you go in at the thing I believe already. And that's what you're gonna get. You understand? Which is why some people can do something and they achieve the result that they want. And you can do that same exact thing and you don't get the result where you want. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your belief system. So don't wait for the perfect time, because there is no perfect time to do anything. If there was a perfect time, then everybody would have jumped on the perfect. We would have know what is the perfect time. We would have had an answer of what is the perfect time to do an online business. What is the perfect time to do this? What is the perfect time to do that? What is the perfect time to actually be successful? I've never seen an answer for that. The perfect time is when you decide to take action. Waiting is often fear in disguise. Are you led by fear or are you led by faith? Are you led by fear or are you led by faith? And faith is the belief in the unseen. Faith is believing in something before you actually see it. And if you see it, that is not faith. If you ask for see it, that is not faith. You often know and believe say you can achieve it. Me not care what nobody want to say. Me not care how it look. It could have look bad little more subtle. It look like there's no hope. Your faith can change that. Because everything work off of your faith. You can believe in the worst of the worst, but you're so happy and you are so enlightened and you're so enthused and positive. And then before you know it, everything change based on your faith, based on your thoughts and your belief. We're not getting these teachings. And so we're living a life that is so miserable and we think say the world I go end and it just look bad, and you have some people where I live heaven upon earth right now because them live by them thoughts and them think thoughts that are good. Bible says whatsoever is good, whatsoever is true, that is your thought. Your world and your reality is shaped by your thought. So think positive, think health, think prosperity, think happiness, think goodness, think that everything is going to work out for you, because it will. If that's what you think, if that is what you think, that's what you're going to get. So it's very important to work on your thoughts, work on your mindset, work on your inner self, because that is what is going to get you to where you want to be. That's what's going to get you what you want. What you want is not on the outside of yourself, it is on the inside. I've heard and seen a lot of people talk about this. I mean, just think that this I did just fairy eerie, loosey goosey. wishful talking. Me used to think them something. Me used to, when me hear people that talk about inner self and mindset, and me used to think say I hocus pocus foolishness. When me used to hear people talk about energy, and me say, what kind of foolishness that? Me a God fearing child. Me don't want to hear nothing about that. But it is all God, just in a one different language. It is all God's source energy. God is energy. Your energy is what dictates your reality. That's simply what God was saying in the Bible when he talk about the fruits of the spirit, to be thankful and me never remember some of them. But if I talk about the energy that you give off and where you're having of yourself and where you're gonna get. Life is a mirror. What you have on the inside is what reflects on the outside. Yes, so waiting is often fear in disguise. Start messy, learn fast, and adjust often. When you start to do new things, when you start to do things, it naga make sense sometimes. It just gonna look, it just when we start do this business, me I tell you, I sir. Because you're not used to certain things, so you just sit down and you say, boy, I don't know what this me I doing. I don't know what me get myself into. I don't know. But because I did have a vision for myself and I understood that in this business it works because the evidence was there, we had the support and everything. But sometimes when things just not look right because it's different and it's new, you just feel like this not gonna work. But it's okay. It's gonna feel that way because it's new. Just understand that you are expanding when you are out of your comfort zone. Anything that you do to propel you to the next level, boy, it's gonna be the most uncomfortable thing. It's gonna feel uncomfortable. It's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel like it don't make no sense. It's gonna feel like you make a mistake. It's just gonna feel all sorts of wrong because expand, going at the uncomfortable so you can rise over the other side of the comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable first before you become comfortable. And if you're comfortable now in a one situation where it don't really look right, something wrong. If you're comfortable now in the situation that don't look right, um if you're comfortable now in a situation where you want to get out of, I always wanted to be, my prayer was always to not be comfortable. I grew up in the church and I always heard the saying that stagnant water breed. How you go? Still water breed, like it breed bacteria or fungus or whatever. So I understood that if I was too comfortable and I was just comfortable living life and I never have no ambition for myself and I not set goal, I realized say it never did gonna make me propel and get to the next level. Cause if you're just comfortable with just living a regular life and you just work the regular job and you just come home, not go on, you not grow, you not meet new people, you not elevate nobody, you just live one life where boring and not succeed. That is you killing your potential. That is you killing your purpose of why you are here. Everybody is here to actually succeed and to grow. It is your birthright. That was always my prayer. I always knew that there was more for me out there. I just didn't know how it did happen and all of that. But I just know some never want comfortable. I want uncomfortable because I know I want to get to the next level. Some people don't want uncomfortable. They don't want to come out of them comfort zone. You're not gonna get to where you want to be of the life of success. Life of success is very because it propels you and it takes you to the next level. You're not going to live a complete entire life of uncomfortableness when you're successful. It's just that certain processes that you're not used to, it's going to test you. And then when you overcome, you're going to be like, all right, cool. This was what it was about. That's good. I overcame. Thank God. I'm not dead. You're not gonna dead. You might lose some things, but you're gonna gain much more. That's the whole point of it, right? You lose a little to gain a lot. That's success. That's the journey. That's what them call failure. You don't really fail. You just lose a little bit for gain a lot. That's what success is. I changed the definition of certain things enough to make it easier for myself. I mean, I like the word failure. We're not failures. So if something don't work out for you, it's not a fail. You know, fail. You know, fail. It's not no failure. It's just one lesson where you need to learn. And you take from that lesson to get to the next level. You never fail. It's just a part of the process. It's a part of the process. It's a part of the process for you to get to the next level. Everything is a process. Everything is a process. But if you're not willing to go through the process, then you're just going to stay where you are. And if you're wondering on today's live why you not reach nowhere, why you not succeed, are you willing to go through the process? The process not kill you. It only gonna make you better. It only gonna elevate you. Think about it that way. If you think about it the way that we make you feel a little bit better and you can go through it a little bit smoother. If you know, if you believe and just think, all things work together for my good. If something now go on for you and it look dire, all things will work together for my good. It look like this on the outside in the material world, but all things will work together for my good. If you're in debt, change the word debt. It's just a process what me I go through. Me I learn the process. All things will work together for my good. Be grateful for it. And all things will work together for my good. That's how I think. There's no failure for me. There's no bad day for me. There's no negativity for me. My perception is very much different. And that is why I can live the life that I am living now. A life of elevation and success. That is why I help people. Because a lot of people need the help. They need the mindset change so they can get to the next level and elevate. But there's a lot of inner work that you have to do. You gotta unlearn some things and detach yourself from some kind of some principles where you have learned and some things where people tell you where you can't do and some rituals where we learn when we are grow up. Them something you have to just get rid of them and learn anew. Be anew, be afresh. That's the new Jesus. You're the new Jesus now. When you unlearn some things and you come into the new government, the new authority, the new principle, the new lifestyle of abundance and prosperity that is waiting for you, right? And learn some of the earthly things and come in at the heavenly government things where wait for you, right? It is waiting for you. You just have to change your mindset and know so it is waiting for you. You adapt to it and you just live your life accordingly. And before you know it, you see things that change and people are asking, oh, this happened. And what you do? Just make them know so I'm a part of a new government. Don't worry yourself. I'm going to come teach you. I'm going to show you how it go. A lot of things that you are able to attain in this world are not practical. You're not toiling, working hard. You don't need to do nothing. It's a mindset. You can sit down in our room and actually have things come to you. I'm not talking about no hocus pocus now, you know. These are actually things that are set up in the universe for we to achieve. Your mindset can attract some things where you don't think. People are work 10, 20 years, forget it, or you just have a certain mindset and it can happen to you in a few weeks and a few months. This is not hocus pocus. This is just alignment. This is who we were meant to be as spiritual beings in an earth body. This is not hocus pocus. This is all biblical and it's not religion. I don't want to get into that, but I'm just saying you are able to achieve great things because it is in your DNA. You just have to change your mindset, right? So, I have 4 more points where I'm going to go over in our next live, right? I've been here for an hour now talking to you lovely people. So, I want to say hello. to everybody that's watching me. So many of you are looking at your comments right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If me not get to talk to you again, Merry Christmas. If you're not, into the Christmas, happy holidays. I hope you get to rest with your family and unwind and enjoy. And I will try to come on again for the new year, before the new year, for you the next 4 points. Right? So enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon, my lovely people. All right? I will talk again soon. Blessings to each and every one of you. All right? Take care. We'll chat again soon.